my name is Bula and welcome to my house. Today we're going to discuss one of my absolute favorite topics, which is lighting. I love good lighting. I love a good light. Love good natural light, love good artificial light, any sort of light, child, bring it my way. We love light in this house. We're going to discuss the absolute basics of what you need to know when you're picking a light fixture. Why is my chair spinning? Why is my chair spinning? Back to the light. So let's get into it. First things first, you need to know the type of fitting that you need to buy, because you buy the wrong fitting, then your lamp does not go on. This lamp fixture that you bought that is nice and pretty and all of that, it don't work because you've got the wrong light bulb. So you get 4 common types here in South Africa, our land, and those are the 4 that we're going to be discussing today. First fitting is what we call the bayonet. This is the bayonet. It is not called a pin. It is called a bayonet. Okay? Utatwa mana wisdom na knowledge tika tipeta na wisdom tika wize. Kawizi. Famba shaba glupulera ra pin. It's not a pin. It's a bayonet. Alright, thanks moms. And then we have here the Edison screw bulb. I'm only showing you the cap because I'm holding a fluorescent. We'll get into why I don't want to show you the fluorescent later on. But this is the Edison screw cap. Actually, let me show you this one. This was named after its inventor. You know who? Thomas Edison.
Wow.
Number 3, we have the smaller little baby brother of this Edison screw bulb. So this is called an E27, right? You've got an E14, which is basically the same thing. It is a screw bulb, but it is much smaller. So it's about that wide, yeah, in comparison to this one. So it's a little less than half the size of the E27 fitting. And that one generally works for your bedside lamps, sometimes your floor lamps, or some other cute fancy light fixtures you might buy. But yeah, just check that when you get a bedside table lamp, you make sure that you've got the right size bulb, which is not this one. It is the E14 most likely. So last but not least, we've got your GU10. This is a type of downlight. Very common in South African households. It's got 2 pins, and how you install it is that you push this up into the holder, you twist it clockwise, and you let it go, and that's how it works. With regards to these 2, the bayonet and the Edison screw, it makes absolutely no difference which one you buy. Just buy whichever one you feel like. The average South African household really either have one of these or a combination of both. So buy whichever one you buy. It makes no difference. There's no difference in price. There's no difference in energy saving. Nothing. Just choose my kettle. Okay, so let's get into the second thing that you want to know when choosing a light bulb, because we don't just walk into a shop and pick whatever and come and throw things together. It's called color temperature, and color temperature is measured in kelvins from 1000 right through to 10,000. We generally do use from 2700, which is your warm white, right through to 6500, which is your cool white. I'm just going to speak about the warm white versus the cool white and what this difference is. Is there a difference? Does it matter? Yes, it absolutely matters. So your warm white is, it's got a yellow undertone, it's got like an orange undertone. It gives you feelings of coziness. It creates a cozy sort of aesthetic. It gives you fuzzy feelings. Yes, I know you don't normally get feelings from light bulbs, but this is how it would make your mood generally feel. Okay, it gives you sort of like a fuzzy feeling. It feels very cozy, very warm. The lower your temperature in kelvins, so you'll find on the side of the box that little bar that I was speaking about earlier, it tells you how many kelvins it is. So the lower the number, the warmer it's going to be, and the higher the kelvins, then the less warm it's going to be. Tick not talk. So you want to use your warm whites in your living areas, your spaces where you spend time with your family or with yourself, where you wind down. It's chill time. Your mind is not racing, you're not running around, you're not doing much, but just being in the space. Mentally, it's really good for you because it tells your brain that it's time to just relax, to chill. So that's where you'd use your warm whites. But not only those areas, so your general lighting in the house, I always recommend that should be a warm white as opposed to a cool white, and we'll get into why as we go into the cool white right now. So a cool white is what you would use in a workstation, right? So like your kitchen, where especially where you need to be prepping your vegetables, cutting your meat, cooking, this and that, all of that, you would want a cool white because it is a task lighting. It is made for lighting up specific task areas. So any space where you need to work, a home office, a bathroom maybe. And
I'm not saying that you need to work in the bathroom, please don't get me wrong.
bathroom, it can work really great in a bathroom as well. And the good thing about bathrooms is that you can also just sort of like mix up the lighting. So you can have a general cool white light and then bring in like an accent light. So put in a pendant or two and a warm white, and that contrast looks really, really beautiful when it's done. You can use it in a pantry if you have a walk-in fridge and you're really, really lucky, you've got a lot of money. Use it in your fridge. You would absolutely use like your coolest cool whites for spaces like that. We're gonna get into thing number 3, which is whether you want a dimmable or a non-dimmable bulb. So not everybody can get a dimmable lamp unless you are building. Then you can specify that here I want dimmer switches and here I do not want dimmer switches. So a dimmable lamp will only be dimmable if you have a dimmer switch. Okay, please don't go buy a dimmable lamp and you can always just buy like a normal lamp. So the dimmable, let's make use of this example. So your downlight, your GU10, you can get this in a non-dimmable and a dimmable, right? The dimmable is there to sort of set the mood if you're like me and you like to be cozy and fuzzy and warm. Then yeah, dimmables are your thing. You have more control over the look and feel of your space, right? At a specific time and point, depending on what you want to do. After giving you all of this wonderful control, it comes at a price, as you would imagine. Dimmables are more expensive than non-dimmables, which is why I say just double check the packaging before you pick up a light bulb, especially these little guys. If you don't have a dimmer switch and you'd like to get one, just call in an electrician, ask them to help you switch out your switches, and yeah, voila, like that you can be like the rest of us and dim your lights and set the mood. Number 4 is the LED versus incandescent light. This here is an LED, this here is an LED, right? I don't speak about this one, which is a compact fluorescent light. So squiggly light is called a CFL, and the CFL I do not speak about because these are toxic when you get rid of them. So avoid. So the LED, like I've shown you, is the 3 that I've got with me right now. I do not have a standard incandescent light. I don't know if they still sell those in the stores. This is what your old standard light bulb would look like, with the little filament, and then you know when it's blown you just look at it and you can see, this one is gone. Do yourself a favor and buy LEDs. They save money, they save energy, they save the planet. Wonderful. We really don't have a lot of electricity in South Africa. It's very sparse, like they sprinkle it like parsley. We don't have much electricity. So just do your part and buy the energy saving lamp. The great thing about these is that they last you really, really long, as opposed to the incandescent lights. So you would know growing up that, you know, they would send you to go buy a light bulb because it's blown, and then 3 months later another one's blown, and then 3 months later another one's blown, and the cycle goes on and on. Manufacturer dependent, this will give you about 25,000 hours of light of life, and it will also save you money in the long run from switching out all of the light bulbs all the time. Great thing also is that they come in very low wattages. My advice is always go for LEDs and just go for your lower wattages. Obviously, the amount of brightness you require in the space will also inform the wattage that you buy. But with LEDs, like a 6 watt like this, actually, let me use the 6, not the 7. 6 watt like this one is equivalent to a 60 watt incandescent. That is 10 times less the power that you would use with a standard light bulb. So yes, it will cost you a little bit more initially as you buy it, when you pay for it, but in the long run, this will really save you a lot of money. It will save you a lot of power. Imagine using that 60 watt every single day, and it's going on every single evening when we have power in our land. Sorry, inside joke for the South Africans. When we have power, but when you can actually use this, which is a 6 watt every day, and it'll take you 10 days to use the same amount of power that you'd use in a day from an incandescent light. So leave those clear bulbs alone. I know they're cheaper initially. I know they're cheaper when you pick them up at the store, but just don't pick them up. Don't see them. Be like, what's her name, Miss EXO. Just see fog, please. This brings us to the last part of our video, which is a yay or a nay, filaments. Filament. Things of absolute beauty. These babies are gorgeous. These babies give the right vibes. They do the right, they just make the pots, man. So filaments are great for accent lights. They prettify the space in a way that you can't do with an LED that looks like this. You can't do with an LED that looks like this, because it's plain white. The thing with them is that, pretty as they are, beautiful as they are, you want to use them sparingly. Why? Because they use a lot of power. They chow a lot of power, and rightfully so. Just look at them. So they're good to use, like I said, sparingly. They're good to use in accent spaces. So where you're trying to send across a certain message, you're trying to maybe shoot a video and you want to have all of those pretty lights hanging behind you, then you want to use them. I think use them for events. When you have them, when you're hosting something, that's when you want to use a filament bulb. But for everyday use, this is an absolute nay. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and come back next week for a new video. We will be discussing ways that you can elevate your home. Cheap design hacks. Yes, I think that's what I named it, but we'll see next week. I think cheap design hacks that will help elevate your home, that are also renter friendly. So come through next week. I don't know why I'm throwing up gang signs, child, but come back next week after you subscribe, and just turn on that notification bell so that you can know that we've dropped our next video next week, so that you too can learn this design hacks that will help you just take your home to the next level without spending a big buck, that is. Ciao! Love you lots.